investigators.
Welcome to the Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators. I'm Dan.
And I'm Steve.
And this week we are travelling over to South America with this week's legend.
Tell me all about it, Dan, because I have no idea.
Well, this one is quite interesting because it does actually start in Brazil and then spreads out. And this is and I apologise in advance for the pronunciation of this, but I'm going to do my best. The Curupira. Curupira. That's what I'm going to go with. Curupira.
Yep.
Sounds convincing enough to be from South America. With that. So, the Curupira is a humanoid spirit, or perhaps a wild person, considered the guardian of the forest. It punishes humans who harvest lumber too much, and because not because they're harvesting too much logs here, but because by cutting the trees down, the humans make him lose his way home, meaning he wanders timelessly throughout the forest and therefore can never reach his home.
Okay. Well, looking at Brazil and the logging industry, he's done a very bad job. So I got a feeling we can debunk this one straight away. It's just a story. Right, next one.
Well, I like the fact that
this one just hasn't worked. This doesn't work.
Yeah. I like the Curupira is considered the guardian of the forest, but it only punishes the humans for cutting down the trees purely because it can't find its way home because the trees are missing. However,
my dad used to do that, but it was just down to alcohol. Yeah, he would fall into the trees and fall into the bushes on the way home because of that. So yeah, those dark dark streets in Norfolk.
There's nothing wrong with the dark streets of Norfolk. The Curupira is described as a small-statured brown man, and it does say it in inverted commas. I don't know why it says it in inverted commas, but it does. Or
just means he's got a lovely tan.
Or Cabo Clincho, which is a variation of caboclo. And caboclo is a person who is mixed heritage of Brazil and European ancestry.
Okay, so I just saw this was a countdown conundrum that you couldn't get right. You're just making stuff up now, didn't you? Just pick too many.
Bomb. It's like when you're playing Scrabble and you've got all these random letters and you just throw them on the board and hope for the best.
Yeah, honestly, it's a Brazilian supernatural creature.
Yeah. So the Curupira has family, specifically a wife and children. They all live in the hollow of dead trees. The female Curupiras have very long hair. Sometimes they trespass into human crop fields to steal the food. Or else, in some versions of the story, it said that the wife is old, ugly, and evil. And often plays accomplice to all of the male Curupira's misdeeds. And among the children, the youngest is Saki. And I'm not quite sure. And Saki is in a different Brazilian piece of folklore, which is a one-legged black man who smokes a pipe and wears a magical red cap that enables him to disappear and reappear whenever he wishes. Considered an annoying prankster in most parts of Brazil.
Yeah, sounds like my father-in-law.
Yeah. So the Curupira has family, a wife who, in some versions of the story, is just a female version with very long hair. In other versions, it's an old, ugly, evil person who plays accomplice. And because out of their children, one of them has a special mention because they're the youngest and has their whole other story, the Saki.
How small are the children? Because the adults are child size. So how small are the children here? I mean, they're not going to scare loggers, really, are they? They're only
No,
that small.
yeah. But the Saki has a magical red cap and it's the cap that lets it disappear and reappear, and it only has one leg.
What happened to the other one? Did it say?
I'm sure. Well, I haven't actually researched the Saki story, but now I'm curious as to what happened to the leg of the Saki.
Yeah, got to find out. Must find out. What about the flame color? I read here that it isn't they've got flame colored hair. Their hair is literally flame or fire, which again is not very good around dense Amazon rainforests. If you actually walk around with your head literally on fire, looking after a forest,
So the question is, does the Saki actually have red hair or a red hat?
probably a hat with a sake.
Yeah, but then if the Curupira also
Curupira that,
has red hair,
that has red hair. No, has fire for hair.
it's fire for hair in a
Has actually
woods,
fire for hair.
and
Yeah,
they
in
live
the woods.
in
Yeah.
hollowed dead trees, which are very flammable. Um, so the Curupira is also blamed for causing bad thoughts and nightmares. It is
Ooh.
also said to have been a mischievous wood sprite that engages in conversation with humans, foments distrust and dissent among various individuals, and it enjoys watching the people fall into misfortune. However, that description of it being comical has been viewed as being unfavorable because it's not comical in any way. It's a mischievous being that punishes humans for chopping down trees.
Yeah. I see it can turn humans into animals as well, into helpless animals. So, like a no-armed sloth.
Yeah, well, I suppose,
Sort of helpless
you know,
animals. Helpless animals.
yeah, well, with it being helpless animals, that would make sense because if it's punishing the humans, not for just chopping down trees, but for chopping the trees down because it can't find its way home,
Hmm.
it has turned into a helpless animal because it now can't find its way home.
My
So it would
my
make
fa-
sense to turn the humans into something helpless.
my favorite here it says it's often depicted as a child-sized figure, sometimes with black or green skin, riding a wild boar like a jungle motorcycle. Which is I can just picture that. So this is got to be that's going to be the thumbnail. I'd love to ride a wild boar like a jungle motorcycle. That'd be the highlight of my week.
We see my one of my other things about the features that I like is it leaves footprints on the forest floor, but the feet are turned backwards. So therefore, it fools anyone that chases it because the person thinks that it's going towards them as opposed to going away from them.
Oh, so it just follows the thing footprints the wrong way.
Yeah, so as it's running, its footprints are
Yeah,
backwards. So therefore, the humans that are chasing after it think it's going in the opposite direction
and they
to what
just
it's
run the
actually
wrong way.
ran.
And okay, cool, cool. Go.
Yeah,
They'll still end up back at their house though, won't they?
yeah.
'Cause that's obviously where they left in the morning.
The Curupira also have the ability to leave people stunned with its scary whistle, and this leaves a human dizzy, sluggish, and with a headache. This trick ends up leaving the victim lost and unable to find their way back home.
Ooh. Gee, they've got a lot of powers, haven't they? I mean, super speed, shape shifting, illusion casting, and mimicking voices. That's a pretty full basket. I mean, yeah, I don't think there's even any character in Diablo that can do that many special skills.
No, but what a great story we found here. Yeah. So not only so apparently not only does it just whistle to confuse humans, it can also hit the root of a tree, and by hitting the root of the tree, it can help the tree resist storms. And therefore, when paddlers travelling by canoe in the rivers hear the beating noises in the forest, they will say it's the sound of the Curupira performing the chore of stopping the storms happening. So it whistles to confuse people, and it can stop storms by banging on the root of a tree.
Yeah. Okay. And it can imitate other people's voices. Is yeah.
This calling back to an episode we released ages ago. This is sounding like the South American version of a boggart.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, it ticks every box, doesn't it? It's there. If you can think of it, it's a boggart. This is a South American boggart.
Yeah. But it's okay though, Steve, because I found some ways that we can protect ourselves.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. Well, not
So,
living Brazil is a good
yeah.
one.
Well, what we need to do, we need to make a cross or a wheel made of a liana vine. And
Easy.
while the spirit is engaged trying to pull apart the wheel, we can then run away from it. So we only make the wheel to throw at it to confuse it, and as it's untangling it, we run away.
This is. I was going to. This is again. This is where I'm going to say something I'm going to regret. This it's autistic as well, isn't it? It's got to be. So
Yeah.
it's got that many skills, that many talents, but it's also got its kryptonite, and that's just like Tyson Vines in a wheel shape. Like,
Oh,
actually, I guess it's kind of like um a vampire, isn't it? Because apparently, if you throw rice down the floor, it has to count every grain of
yes.
rice before it can come after you.
Uh, yeah, so the Curupira. However, this Curupira, so the story started in Brazil, apparently, and has links to the Europeans settling in that area. However, this legend of the Curupira has spread across Venezuela, Guyana, Peru, and Paraguay.
That's a good legend. I think we should start it here.
Yeah.
We just
You know,
go down to the New Forest and say it's just
yeah,
New
look after
Forest.
nature or else, you know.
Yeah, start hearing somebody playing the roots.
But apparently, in its origin stories, it was actually a feared beast because it would leave gruesomely scarred bodies behind,
Oh,
which would be offerings to other spirits. But then it was the European influence that turned it into more mischievous trickster
hmm.
spirits.
So apparently, so now rather than just leaving you dead and scarred, if you give it tobacco or alcohol, it's fine. It loves it if you give it tobacco or alcohol. Apparently, then they spare you.
So we can either make a wheel out of leaves and throw at it, and then as it unpicks the
Yeah,
leaves, and we run away, or we could just give it, go here, go have a cigarette.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Here's some brandy. You'll be fine. Um, so yeah, I was just reading this. This comes from a Jesuit priest back in 1560. One of the oldest, one of the oldest Brazilian recorded mythical beings. It's been a while. I mean, this is
Um,
how drunk did that priest have to be? Delusional, start wandering the Amazon forest.
oh. But it gets further as well as protecting the trees, which remember it's only protecting the trees purely because it's got lost in the woods. And the trees are markers for where it gets home. It's not because they're cutting down the trees, it's because it can't find its way home from the trees being cut down. It also protects animals, but not any animal, only animals that are looking after their offspring. So animals that have children, it will casually look after. And it will then trick the humans and that are risking the lives of the baby animals.
Maybe we don't hear about it anymore because it's now got Starlink. It's got GPS. It can get anywhere.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe
And
that's why. I mean,
yeah,
it's it's silly. It's silly, Dan. It's just silly, but it's very pretty cool though.
it's very
If
cool.
I
It does seem to have a bit of everything to it.
Yeah, I mean, if I had the top trumps of mythical beasts, I would definitely want this one.
Yeah. And you know how you did say before the recording that you were really looking for something else Harry Potter. And you know how I linked to Boggarts earlier?
Yeah.
Well, the Curupidas do actually exist in the Harry Potter universe as well.
No, I
Yes.
don't believe you. You're just.
So apparently the
There's
Brazilian
no way.
national Quidditch team have them as a symbol, and a Curupira hair is an unstable wand core associated with talented yet unpredictable wizards.
Wow.
So I think that would be us. We would definitely have the wand core of Curupira hair because we are talented and unpredictable wizards.
Unpredictable. That's about it. I was to say talented. There's definitely no talent here, Dan. Oh no, apart from you, you're doing a fine job.
Uh, Apparently, they're used as a mascot for the Brazilian national Quidditch team, and so this is some Harry Potter lore here. And during the opening ceremony of the 2014 Quidditch World Cup, the Curupiras believed that the handlers attempting to stop a fight between Fijian Dukakwa and Norwegian Selma were hurting the creatures and therefore attacked, adding to the already extreme chaos and bloodshed. Um,
No, silence. This is.
yeah,
I was.
just
Yeah,
so there you go. You wanted a
that sounds.
link to Harry Potter
Yeah, and
with
I also didn't want another giant. So we got a midget and Harry Potter at the same time. This is awesome. This is everything I possibly dreamed of. This is everything I could have dreamed of.
we've got an evil forest dwarf
Yeah,
that is sometimes not evil and sometimes mischievous, depending on the story.
yeah. We'll either set the forest on fire or just get drunk.
Yeah, with feet that are backwards.
We can play the drums.
Yeah, whistling to confuse people.
Can imitate voices.
Um,
Super fast.
so a bit of etymology here. The name Curupira means covered in wounds or blisters, and derives from kuru meaning grain or rough, and pira meaning skin. Thus, rough or pimply skin. The Curupira may have been passed on perhaps from other speakers in Brazil to the various different tribes and speakers there. So its name literally comes from rough or pimply skin. And it's argued that Curupira goes by other names depending on the region. So there's Casey Tapareri, Saki Pereri, and Mati Tampere, also Curupira.
Yeah.
So the Curupira can also be regarded as a rider of a deer, rabbit, or pig, or a peccary. Um, it's and in the law of the state of Pernambuco, it rides deer and is
Is this still
accompanied
Harry
by a
Potter or is this
dog. No, this
is
is
this
the
Harry
actual
Potter or is this
story.
Brazil?
This is
Okay.
Brazil, and is
Okay.
accompanied by his dog named Papa Mel.
Hmm.
So in certain areas, it rides a deer and has a dog called Papa Mel.
I prefer Papa John.
However, there is a thing that's a Papa Mel, and it looks a bit like I don't know if it is a honey badger, but it looks like so Papa Mel translates as honey eater.
Winnie the Pooh. It's Winnie the Pooh.
So we're now linking to Winnie the Pooh. This story is ridiculous. Yes, so it seems that the Kurupiri does a bit of everything. So it is definitely the South American boggart. Um, but what links even more to boggarts is its son. So I said earlier that the family of the Kurupiri is the Kurupira, which is a wild man, and then it has a wife and children. The wife is either depicted as being
As
it's with long
Jessica
hair.
Rabbit or a hideous old bag.
who is evil and is accomplice to its misdeeds. However, among their children, it doesn't say how many children they have, but what it does say is the youngest child is the Saki.
It's always the youngest child. Get away
Now,
with murder. They always do. The youngest child.
they do. They're always the
Yeah.
favourites, always a
Yeah.
family favourite.
Always the favourites. And this is coming from two that. Were you the youngest child, Dan, by any chance?
I was the oldest.
So was I. Youngest child sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Saki is a different character in Brazilian folklore.
Does your younger brother listen to this?
I don't know, but
Oh,
if he does, now he knows that he sucks.
Yeah. It's okay, so does mine.
Yeah. He knows my opinions. Both of them do.
He writes it on his birthday card every year.
I should start, shouldn't I? I should start saying, "You are the Saki."
Saki.
Yeah. So the Saki is a one-legged black man, smokes a
green.
pipe.
No, it's a different one, isn't it?
No, that's the Curupira.
Yeah, this one isn't green, is it? This is, yeah.
No, this is the sun, and he is specifically.
That's it.
But when we say black, we mean physically, like black, not as in a black person, but as in very, very, very dark, like night's time.
So we're saying this in case we get censored. We're just trying to explain. This is hundreds of years old. Honestly, we're not trying to upset anybody.
No, this isn't me being because it is shown as basically being a shadow.
Yeah.
And it has a magical red cap. However, in some stories, it's long red hair. But the hat enables it to disappear and reappear because it's a prankster. And normally, when it disappears and reappears, it's in the middle of a tornado.
Taz. It's Taz. Or Loki. Actually,
Yeah.
it really sounds like Loki, doesn't it? It does sound
It does
like.
sound
Apart
like,
from
yeah, the god of
the
mischief.
fact it's only got one leg and red hair. Yeah, that's definitely not.
And it often disguises itself as a cuckoo and makes whistling noises and songs just to deceive people because people think it's a cuckoo, not the Saki.
Right. Okay, Dan. You did a cuckoo impression earlier on when you didn't remember it was a cuckoo. You thought it was a woodpecker. So do your cuckoo impression for me.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
No, the other one, the one you thought it was. Yeah, that's the one. That's yeah. The cocky cuckoo show. I don't know what you're gonna call it.
The Saki cuckoo show.
No, yes. Cuckoo, not woodpecker, not red-headed woodpecker. That'd be so cool. I knew that's exactly what you're thinking.
Well, I was thinking, with it being one-legged and singing and having the red tuft, I thought woodpeckers are white and black feathers and have the red, so I mistook a woodpecker for a cuckoo because,
Easy done. Easy done. Let me have a look what a cuckoo looks like. I think they're very boring looking birds, aren't they?
They're very brown.
Oh, well, I just type in cuckoo, I get a film, everything about it. Bird is like 14th choice of when you type in cuckoo on Google.
Oh.
It's a boring bird. Yes, look at that. Wonder if I can see what a Brazilian cuckoo looks like. I bet it's shaved.
But neat in one little line.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it's a bit. It looks more like a vulture, to be honest. It looks quite rough. I do like their cuckoos much better.
Could it be mistaken for a one-legged boy with red hair or a red hat?
No, you could be really drunk for that.
Okay.
I can't imagine anyone's mistaken a bird for a one-legged boy. But he is a very small one-legged boy, though. Don't forget.
Yes, and apparently he's accompanied by his mother or an old woman who is dressed in rags. And then in 1917, the story changed to him smoking a clay pipe.
That's from the
But
story when he was just taken over by Marlborough or whatever. I don't know.
yeah, and
This-
and then with the whole thing of like I've said that this it gets more and more like Boggarts as we go along because it is a prankster. You know, like Sour's Milk, which we've seen that before, chasing horses, worrying chickens, trampling on the chicks of chickens, and spoiling the eggs.
yeah, tangling horses' manes, swapping salt for sugar, breaking dishes, tidying the house, folding laundry. All the usual thing that boggarts do.
Yeah, Dulham breaking needles and putting holes in thimbles so they jab their thumbs. Yeah.
And
So
then of course, travels. Oh, yes, don't forget his red cap or red hair, whichever it is, allows him teleportation magic powers.
it does. Yeah.
He can
And
teleport.
if you capture the sake, because you can catch it inside a bottle, you can force it to give you wishes for freedom, a bit like, Genie. Um,
Or,
but or it will just come back and prank you even more. Um, and the other thing is, if you steal the hat of the sake, there's two different versions of stories that can happen. So in one version of the story, if you steal its cap, you manage to get its powers and it gives you wishes. In other versions of the story, if you steal the red cap, the sake will then do whatever you say.
they always say that, don't they? There's always got to be something in these stories where if you capture them and you just or get them drunk, that's the other one. Get them drunk. They'll just be your friends. They'll just be your friends. They'll just you know, but they don't. But if they did, there'd be more here about them being friendly and helping you rather than just making life a living hell like the younger brother always would do.
Yeah.
Smoking a pipe as well. That's my younger brother used to do that when he was still in school. It wasn't a clay pipe, but
Yeah, but the sake clearly gets it from its dad, the Curupira, because the Curupira loves tobacco. And if
yeah.
you give the Curupira tobacco, you get rewards from it.
Mm. But you don't. But also, if you give him alcohol, but you mustn't get his son drunk.
No. And you wouldn't want to get the son drunk. Imagine what mischief it would go up to further if you got it
Yeah, and
drunk.
especially when he's moving around that fast as a whirlwind, as a dust devil.
Yeah.
Can you imagine this? I bet his dad, when he's riding the wild boar drunk, I bet he can make a real mess of the town.
Yeah. Well, boar, rabbit, deer. And sometimes it could appear as with a dog named Papa Mel. Does the Saki get to be with Papa Mel? Which I know what a Papa Mel is, and a Papa Mel is a type of animal and doesn't look anything like a dog, really. It's more like a weasel. Because
I still,
Papa Mel means eating honey.
yeah, like Winnie the Pooh. So
Yeah.
it's a yellow bear, yeah. How do you spell Papa Mel then? I want to see.
Papa, Papa, and then Mel,
Yep.
Mel.
Oh, one word or two? Oh yeah, there. Looks like a honey badger.
Yeah, well, I'm now wondering, it's very similar to a honey badger, isn't it?
Hmm. Doesn't look anything
Because
like Winnie the Pooh. I'm disappointed.
honey badgers are from Asia, aren't they?
I thought North America.
I thought honey badger was Asia or Africa.
I'm so glad we researched these episodes.
I'm so glad we do. I'm gonna
You're
have to
right, yeah.
go.
No, you're right. Africa, Southwest Asia, and the Indian subcontinent.
See,
Yeah.
but yeah, and the Papa Mel looks halfway between a honey badger and a weasel.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. Very cute.
But it's a shame that the Saki doesn't seem to get a look in at the. Unless, hang on a minute, the Saki, the Papamel, sorry, that could easily be mistaken for a one-legged boy.
Who could?
The Papamel.
I couldn't.
If it was
That's you hanging around looking at one-legged boys looking like that.
if it was laying down and you looked at its,
If you were
um,
laying down or drunken in a bunker, you could be looking through a periscope. You might think that, you know,
I,
there's
I'm
no
just
way
trying.
that.
I'm just trying to make sense of this whole legend
How
of
did you think?
how we can have a tiny dwarven creature that's half Brazilian, half European, um, with fire for hair, that has a son that has red hair and has one leg, but there's no mention as to why it only has one leg. I can't seem to find why the Saki only has one leg.
His dad took chopped off or something when he was being a brat. I mean, could well have been actually thinking about it. If he's doing that many, okay, try to find out why. Go on. Let's have a bet. How did he lose his leg?
There's loads of theories as to where the one leg comes from. So
I don't
there's
care what that. I want to know where the other leg went to.
well, there's African theories that apparently that comes from enslaved farm workers who incorporated the detail of the one-legged to entertain and frighten children. There's another theory that suggests that it lost its leg during a fight or a battle. There's another story that just simply says it has one leg and has magic, because having one leg makes it magic.
Yeah, of course it
And
does.
another one links to the whole disguise as a cuckoo because a cuckoo perches on one leg.
That's a
And
flamingo.
apparently, a
Flamingos are
single
one leg.
leg can also symbolize that the fact that it moves quickly through the forest.
Nah, I reckon they're making this stuff up.
But they seem to all suggest that the one leg comes from African and European influences on the original legend, sorry. So the original legend, it seems as if he's a demonic Indian boy with two legs, but then it then says the character transformed through African and European cultures, turning which then gave him the red cap, the smoking pipe, and the single leg.
Is he still the son of the other thing, by the way? Or is it in these legends he's just his own thing?
He is still the son of the Curupira, which is where this story all started with the Curupira.
Hmm.
It all started with the Curupira. Um, Yeah, which the Curupira ended up starting in Brazil and then going across Venezuela, Guyana, Peru, and Paraguay.
Like you do. It's yeah, it's kind of sad, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's a sad. It's just like, uh, why do we do this to ourselves?
yeah.
It's just
Well,
like,
the thing is, this story, like
well,
you said, let's find something that's like
that
the
isn't a
boggart
giant. Yeah, that's not
that
a
isn't a
giant.
giant. But anyway, what were we just saying? Well, yeah, so this is definitely the South American boggart, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
boggarts, everybody blamed every weird thing on a boggart, and everyone here is blaming everything on either the Kurapiri or the Saki.
Yeah, so it's either the father or the son.
Yeah, and anything weird that happens in the rainforest is one of them two.
Yeah.
Nothing
So
else.
so the whole thing is they're supposed to protect the rainforest but don't.
Yep.
And then the son, all he does is wind up everybody who gets in touch with him. Everyone gets it. Everyone who meets up with him is just like got this brat who's just going to wind him up.
Yeah.
So the rainforest has been chopped down, and we got lots of burgers. He still can't find it. Oh no, Dad!
He can't.
Seriously.
He can't find his way home because the trees have been chopped down.
Yeah, and his son's too busy winding up the locals to help out.
Yeah, but it's fine because if the locals give them some tobacco, they're happy.
Yeah, just leave out so they can chop down whatever they want.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's lacking in these stories, though. There's one big thing that, compared to everything else, mainly in the West, there's no fertility. there's no fertility lore or legend around these things. It's not like you get bumped in by the dad and then you get find that you like yeah. At least there's none of that in here. At least it's just a mischievous.
You can deal with mischief, but you can't deal with sexual deviancy.
That's it. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny how my brain just freezes up when I'm talking about these things.
So yes, that is our little trip to South America. Now, if you are listening in South America and we have offended you in any way because of our misunderstanding of these stories, then please do get in touch. Tell us on social media, say whatever, say you got this wrong, and please direct us in the correct location, because this all seems basically the South American boggart to me. So a callback right back to one of the first episodes.
If not the first proper episode, wasn't it?
Oh yes, it was, because it was introduction and then the boggart. So There we go, a massive throwback there, and has links to Harry Potter, which boggarts had links to Harry Potter. This has links to Harry Potter in a way because of the whole, boggart hair in a wand. Not boggart hair. Curupira hair, that's what we're talking about. Curupira hair in a wand in Harry Potter. So yes, if you aren't doing so already, do follow us across social media. And if you want this podcast to keep going, please do subscribe to Patreon, where everything on there financially does help to keep the podcast alive and going. So that's it from our trip, all about the Curupira. Hopefully we'll be back next week and we haven't been cancelled from offending anybody.
It's going to happen one day, Dan.
It's going to happen one day. So see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Boo-Foons, mystery investigators.